Hi my angels, it's Hailey Reese and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited that you guys are here and I hope that you're having an absolutely fantastic morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when this video finally reaches you. You guys, today's video is one that I am so excited to bring here on my channel because while we dive into a lot of really spooky, eerie, and sometimes unsettling things here on my channel, one of the things that I loved about my channel in the early days was that not only did we cover things of darkness, where the paranormal and supernatural and unexplainable is concerned, but also the beautiful things about angels and fairies and all things magical. And today's video is an experience of a Reese's Pieces who sent in her story of truly being touched by an angel. And I'm just so excited to dive into something beautiful and hopefully restore your guys' faith today. Before we get into today's video though, I would just very quickly like to thank today's video sponsor, Mystery Match Village. Mystery Match Village is a discovery, puzzle, and match mobile game. You jump into the role of a 1930s detective where you get to catch criminals, solve puzzles, and restore the beautiful English village of King's Fall to its former glory. The more you play, the deeper the mystery becomes and the better the story gets. There's so many styles of gameplay, from searching for clues to puzzles, that I never get bored. It's like an I Spy meets Candy Crush, and the backstory has me hooked. You can't move forward with the mystery until you complete the puzzle, so it has me completely invested, and honestly, I love the game. So make sure that you guys check out the link in my description box to start solving, and thank you so much to Mystery Match Village for sponsoring today's video. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's video because I am so excited to share this with you guys. So the email was titled, "If You Need a Little Bit of Hope." And interestingly enough, when I saw the email, I was kind of in a space where I was like, you know what, right now, I could use a little bit of hope, especially with how the past year and a bit has been for all of us and how different life is right now. I really wanted to click on the email, and after skimming it, I wanted to come here and share it with you guys because I think we could all use a little hope sometimes. So let's get into the email. The email says, "Dear Hailey, I've been wanting to email you my experience for a while now, and for some reason, I finally feel this is the perfect time to. I believe in my heart that my life was touched by an angel, and lives were saved because of that angel. I want to share my story and my experience in hopes to give you and my fellow Reese's Pieces a beautiful reminder that angels are among us always. All we have to do is trust and believe. I'm a 37-year-old nurse. Ever since I was a little girl, all I've wanted to do is help people, and nursing seemed like the best place for me. By my early 30s, I had the nursing position at a hospital nearby, the husband of my dreams, and a baby on the way. I had lost both of my parents when I was a little girl, and so starting my family and working a job that I felt purpose really had me feeling like I was on cloud 9. I remember thinking that all those prayers I thought went unanswered as a kid were really leading me to this good place that I was so thankful to be in. Everything felt too good to be true, and at that point, I guess it was, because 4 months into my pregnancy, my husband was killed in a hit and run. I had never felt heartache like that in my entire life. My parents had passed away when I was so little, I hardly remembered it, but kissing my husband goodbye and going to bed a widow was a pain I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. The pain was so deep and I was so weak that I ended up losing our baby. I'd never felt more broken in my life. Every minute of every day was painful to get through. All I wanted was to be with my baby and to be with my husband. These dark thoughts consumed my every thought. I ended up taking time off work and spent my days in my dark room screaming at a God I didn't even know I should believe in anymore. I felt like if there was a God, he mustn't love me. How could a God that loves me take my parents from me, my husband from me, and my baby from me? How could he put me through that if he loved me? I decided to give up on my faith, and looking back now, at that point, I was giving up on myself. As time went on, I knew I needed to return to work. I didn't know how I was going to continue my job though. I felt so insignificant in life, but figured that pouring myself into long, exhausting hours would pass more time and I'd stay distracted. On my first shift back, I was doing my usual rounds when I went in to check on an elderly patient that had been admitted. After I finished checking her vitals, I went to leave her room and I was met with a woman in nursing attire that I'd never seen before. She knew my name and asked how I was doing. We made small talk and I told her that I didn't think I'd met her. She told me that she was new and that her name was Hope. We made small talk and then went on about our work. After what felt like a century, I ended up taking my break. I pulled out my sandwich despite having no appetite. I felt exhausted and I felt that I couldn't do this dance of life anymore. My mind started wandering and I decided that the pain of being alone on earth was too much. I decided that I was going to give up on myself. Not a moment after that thought crossed my mind did I hear someone sit next to me. It was Hope. Before I even opened my mouth, Hope began speaking. I know what happened with your husband and unborn child. I was taken back. Why would she think it was appropriate to talk about this, at work of all places? I told her it was fine and took a bite of my sandwich. She looked back at me. What if I told you that you have a God that loves you more than you could even fathom? I almost choked on my sandwich. I didn't want to be disrespectful, but I didn't care to listen to something that I felt wasn't true. I decided to stay quiet, but I will never forget what she said next. I know what's been on your heart, and I know it feels like you can't go on right now, but God has a plan for you. Your husband and child are with him, and they're with you, watching over you. You can't give up on your life. You are destined for beautiful things. I started to cry and repeat over and over to her, God doesn't love me. How could he love me? She reached out and gave me the kindest hug and just held me as I cried. I kept saying I didn't know why me. Why has my life been full of so much hurt? Why did he leave me alone? She listened to me as I cried and then said, I have to go now. Please never doubt your worth or your purpose. You are blessed and you are loved. Before leaving the room, she looked back at me. Oh, and Gemma says she loves you. As she walked out of the room, I sat there stunned and wiping my tears away. I went to pack up my food when something hit me. Gemma? Gemma was what we planned to name our daughter. We hadn't told anybody that. I got it from the table and decided I'd ask her about it later, but didn't see her the rest of my shift. I went home that night and I prayed for the first time in a very long time. I made a vow to push through for my family and to not give up on myself. Next time I was at work, I wanted to leave a thank you card for Hope. Come to find out, Hope never worked there, and no one saw her on that shift. She never even existed. I believe in my heart that Hope was an angel sent to give me the push to keep me going and trust that I'm not alone, that I can get through anything life throws at me because even though my family isn't here, they aren't gone, and I have a God and angels that love me. I wanted to share this story with you because I think we all need a reminder that there is beauty to life even when it doesn't feel like it. I don't know what I would have done that day without hearing those messages, nor do I want to know. Turns out sometimes when life gets tough, all we need is a reminder that it will all be okay and a little bit of hope. Honestly, you guys, that story made me so emotional because I've read so many stories where just when somebody was about to give up, an angel touches their life and shows them that they have purpose and that there is purpose for them here on earth. And I think one of the hardest things, especially in grief and in loss, is to fathom why we would feel such pain if we're meant to be here and how we can go on without those that we love. And one of the biggest things that I want to remind you watching this video right now is, number one, you didn't click on this video by coincidence. You are here for a reason, to hear this message and to know that no matter what it is that you're going through in life, no matter what your faith is or what your religion is, you are worthy, you are loved, you have a purpose, and if you woke up today, that is because you were meant to be here another day. So take on life and push through those struggles because you are loved, you are worthy, and you are meant to be here. I can't even stress that enough. My family and I have been very fortunate to have encounters and experiences with angels in our own lives, and I just think it's incredible to think about the fact that a stranger on the street or a conversation that you have, you may be having with an angel. My grandma had that experience multiple times. I've had similar experiences. I know people who have been saved by what they believe to be an angel, and it's just crazy. I've always been taught, like when I was little, you never know who you could be passing that is an angel in disguise, whether it's a homeless person on the street or a child who wants to make conversation with you or somebody who turns your day around. You just never know. And I truly don't believe in coincidences in life. And I just think that there is so much more beauty to this world than we could even fathom. And so when I read this story, I asked myself, do I need a little hope right now? And the answer for me is yes. And I hope that I gave you a little hope right now and that in hearing that story, you can apply it into your life. But that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed a change of video and this more uplifting, positive video. I do love my spooky stuff. I love the paranormal. I love the true crime. But every once in a while, I know for myself personally, I want to be reminded that in a world that feels so dark, sometimes there is light, there is beauty, and we are all loved and here for a reason. And one last thing that I want to say before concluding today's video is, I never want you guys to think when I share stories like this that I'm pushing my faith or religion on you. You take from this story what you take from it, and that is your own life journey and your own belief system. I think the beautiful thing in life is that we can all have different beliefs and different thoughts and different opinions. I just think that if we all believe in greater good, then that's all that truly matters. So I just wanted to mention that as well. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Once again, I would just like to thank Mystery Match Village for sponsoring today's video. As I mentioned earlier, make sure you guys click the link down in my description to start solving. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my content, I would seriously love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button, and please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness, and remember that you are loved and here for a purpose. And I love you guys so much. Bye guys.